Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking at the Trezor Safe 5, which is the newest top-of-the-range hardware wallet or crypto cold storage device that Trezor has released, that's available to crypto investors in the UK, US and EU. I'll be unboxing one to see what it looks like, show you what it looks like compared to the older Trezor Model T and Model 1, show you what it looks like when you set it up if you're new to it, and give you my opinions on the advantages and disadvantages of it. So please do like this video and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to offer more content for you in future. Just a reminder that nothing contained here is financial advice. And let's jump straight in and take a look at the Trezor Safe 5. Firstly, before you've even bought your crypto hardware wallet, I just want to remind people to buy this directly from the wallet manufacturer rather than from an unofficial third party for security reasons. Trezor, which is part of the company Satoshi Labs, is based in Prague, so you'll likely see that most prices are listed in euros. With the Trezor Safe 5, the top of the range model that's the latest to be released, that we'll be looking at in this video, is currently 169 euros at the time of recording this video, which is just over £140 if you're from the UK, and just over $186 if you're in the US. So it's not a huge cost really. With this being the top of the range model by Trezor, with there being the Trezor Safe 3, which is the other new model that Trezor's released recently, that costs less at just 79 euros at the time of recording this. But obviously there are slightly different features with this Safe 3 model. The older Trezor models are the Trezor Model 1, which was actually first released all the way back in 2014, and the previous top of the range model in the Trezor Model T that was first released in 2018. So it has been a while, and it is a good time for Trezor to release some new models. And if, having watched this video, you are interested in getting your own Trezor, or maybe upgrading to the newer Trezor Safe 5, then I have included a link in the description of this video to the official Trezor website, where you can purchase this directly from them rather than from a third party. And for full disclosure, this does also help the channel out, as we do get a small commission if someone ends up buying one, with you not paying anything extra. So thanks very much in advance if you are someone who ends up doing this. But why would you want to buy a Trezor hardware wallet? And what are the advantages of the Trezor Safe 5 in particular? Well, firstly, before we get into the specifics of the Safe 5, one of the aims of crypto, in my opinion, is that you can essentially be your own bank and hold sovereignty over your crypto assets. And a hardware or cold storage wallet, like the Trezor Safe 5, is a way of doing this. Because if you hold your crypto in a hot wallet, so basically online with a third party, like a centralized crypto exchange, whether you access that on your phone or on a computer, then in most cases you don't actually hold your crypto, they do. And sure, your funds might be fine there, but why take the risk? Especially when we've seen so many large names go bankrupt in the crypto space. So that being said, the Trezor Safe 5 supports thousands of cryptocurrencies that I'll show you a bit later in this video when we set up a Trezor Safe 5. Also, a big advantage for me is that the Trezor Safe 5, like other Trezor models, and unlike some other hardware wallets, is open source, which is a big advantage as people can audit it and you don't have the worry of what the team is doing behind the scenes without your knowledge. Linked with this, it employs the NDA-free EAL6+ secure element, which is a very high level of security and is a step up from the previous Trezor models. Other top-of-the-range hardware wallets do use this secure element also, such as Ledger's Stacks, which is significantly more expensive, by the way, than the Trezor Safe 5, at about 440 euros for the Stacks, compared with 169 euros for the Trezor Safe 5. And one feature that the Trezor Safe 5 has that it doesn't really market that much is that it has a micro SD slot in the side of it that I'll show you when I unbox a Trezor Safe 5 a bit later in this video, which is an additional security feature and layer to protect against physical attacks on the Trezor. So it would add a layer to you entering your PIN when logging into your Trezor wallet, with you either needing to change a setting once logged in to change the security feature, or you'd have to factory reset the entire device and restore your wallet using your seed phrase. So as well as having the option to use a separate micro SD card as well as a PIN, you could also use Trezor's Slip39 Shamir's secret sharing scheme. That's a lot of S's, but this is otherwise known as a Shamir backup, which you could use with the previous Model T as well, and is definitely more complex. So I'm not going to go into that fully in this video, but it's basically where you create different shares with some or all of these shares needed to recover your wallet. And you could keep the micro SD card in a separate location to your Trezor and keep the different Trezors and seed phrases you use as shares in different locations also, which would avoid a single point of failure if you held just one Trezor. And I can run through this with you if it's something you're looking to do, especially if you hold a larger amount of funds. You can just contact me using the link in the description if you're interested in one-to-one coaching. The Trezor Safe 5 also has an authentication feature every time you connect your Trezor to your computer, called bootloader verification. And this basically verifies that the firmware that the Trezor is using is authentic and is the latest version. And it will let you know basically if it isn't. This model, the Safe 5, has Gorilla Glass, so is durable, resilient, and provides scratch protection. And it does honestly feel quite sturdy, with Gorilla Glass being about 9 times stronger than normal glass, and is often used for mobile phones. And given that the hardware wallet is cold storage, that you'll be keeping it somewhere safe, that maybe you won't be using it that much, then this should definitely be enough to protect it. Given the Safe 5 is a top-of-the-range Trezor model, the screen is also touchscreen and is very responsive, which is obviously great, and it has a nice feature called haptic feedback, which basically means that when you confirm something on your Trezor Safe 5, it will give a little vibration. And finally, if we compare the Safe 5 to the previous premium Trezor model, which was the Trezor Model T, the Safe 5 is only about €20 more expensive, but is similar with the same size screen and a touchscreen. But with the two big noticeable improvements in the Safe 5 being the big improvement in security and the screen, which does look nicer when you compare them because it looks much sleeker without the plastic around the edge of it. And it's obviously much sturdier with the Gorilla Glass. But again, I'll try to show you this difference a bit later in the video. And what are the potential disadvantages of the Trezor Safe 5? Well, to be honest, there weren't that many disadvantages that I could find in my opinion. But I would point out that the screen for the Safe 5 looks larger than the older top-of-the-range Trezor Model T, with it certainly looking more elegant as we've just seen. However, it's actually the same size screen, unfortunately, which is a bit disappointing in my opinion, as it can be a bit tricky if you have large fingers to push the small buttons on the screen. And it is a small and light device anyway, so it could easily be made a bit bigger. You can get a pointer though with a rubber end or something that will work quite well as an alternative if you do struggle to use your fingers though. It would probably also be better if you had a bit of a longer cable that came with the Trezor Safe 5, because the USB-C one that comes with it is pretty short. Another potential disadvantage of a Trezor is if you are heavily into DeFi, with this admittedly being a little bit trickier to use with certain platforms. However, you can often find ways to get around this, so you can still take advantage of all the benefits of a Trezor. And finally, there have been some phishing attacks on Trezor users and being sent to hard wallet addresses to try to get you to click on links, which is unfortunately everywhere on the internet and in crypto. So please do stay safe, and whatever you do, don't click on a link you don't recognize. So let's say you see the benefits of having a Trezor Safe 5 with its open source technology, security, etc. that I covered in the advantages. Well, let's unbox one and see what it actually looks like. Okay, so you've received your Trezor Safe 5 directly from the manufacturer. And one of the first things you're going to want to do is just double check the packaging. So there should be cellophane all the way around it, and it should be clearly sealed. It's a relatively straightforward and simple packet. And what you'll notice on the side is there is a security seal. So if we open up the cellophane and move that to one side, you can see the security seal there a bit clearer. If anything is not intact, Obviously it's come from the manufacturer, so you would expect it to, but if anything is not intact, please do not proceed with the setup of the Trezor. Please contact the manufacturer again and they will advise. But as you can see, what you're going to want to do is take off this seal, which just tears away quite quickly. And you'll see this is just a simple package really. It gives you the website to go to, which I don't know if you can see there, is trezor.io/start. And that's the first place you're going to want to go, and we'll jump on the computer in a bit to take a look. So let's try and take this off. And this is really cardboard. It's quite polystyrene cardboard. It's not the best thing you're going to ever see. It's quite simple. But that doesn't matter, does it? It matters about the actual hardware wallet. So this is what you receive. You have a USB-C cable to USB-C cable. So you are going to want to have a computer that has a USB-C cable just to make sure that it can operate with your Trezor. That's one thing that is coming with your Trezor Safe 5. The second is a packet of seemingly information. So you have a get started booklet to help you with the information. You have some random Trezor stickers if you like stickers. And you have 2 wallet backup pieces of paper. So what your wallet backup pieces of card, should I say, what these are just spaces to write down your seed phrase with up to 20 words there with space for them. Obviously, you're going to want to keep them very secure, not share them, don't keep them digital. That's why you've got the paper copy. And here is the Trezor Safe 5. It looks very nice, it's very sleek, it's got a lovely look about it. It's very different to the Model T that we'll have a look at in a minute. There is a slot on the side, which most people are not really aware of. So you do have the ability to put in an SD card or a card in there, which is quite interesting, which I will come to in a bit later. There is a protective film on the screen, as you can see here, with it coming away. I'll just keep that on for now. I don't need to necessarily take that off. But the big one in terms of your Trezor is you can see there's a holographic seal at the bottom. So what you're going to need to do is remove that seal, because that is where the USB-C port is. And this is just showing you again that it's not been tampered with. When you're removing the seal, it is important to say that remove it from one end, because there's a tab that comes away, which will help you. But inevitably on these things, they are quite well sealed. So you will often find, which we'll have a look at in a second, you will often find that you are left with a residue, and it's a sticky residue from that seal. At least it's in place properly, but you'll see you've now got the USB-C port. So we're left with our Trezor Model T, which if I put in my hand, you can see the size of it. Our USB-C cable and our 2 wallet backups if you use paper to do that and not an alternative storage solution. So now you have the Trezor Safe 5, as you can see here. Let's compare it in terms of what it looks like to the older top of the range Trezor model in the Model T. So when you put the Model T next to the new Safe 5, with this being the Safe 5 and this being the Model T, you can see that they are very, very similar. The Model T did have a metallic backing, which you could attach to it if that's what you wanted to do in terms of where you stored it, whereas the Safe 5 doesn't have that option. But they are very, very similar size, with really the big difference being the screen. So the screen on the Trezor Model T, you can see is a bit inverted with a lot of plastic around the outside, and the Trezor Safe 5 is pretty much all glass, with obviously an upgrade in terms of how it looks. Similar width, as you can see here, with the Trezor Safe 5 perhaps being slightly narrower. They both have the slot, which a lot of people don't know, to plug a card in, and they both have the port for the USB-C. So that's to compare those. And then if we compare it to the oldest version, you have the Model 1, which was the original version, which you can see is significantly smaller than the top of the range model. So if you have bought a Trezor Safe 5 directly from the manufacturer, remember, and have checked that it hasn't been tampered with, It's now time to set it up. And if you look at the instructions, you'll see that it tells you to firstly go to Trezor's website, and it's a specific address. It's trezor.io/start, where you'll need to download the Trezor software, which is how you can interact with your Trezor and crypto. So let's jump onto the computer now and take a look. So as you can see, we've now jumped onto the computer, and it clearly says here we've gone to the website trezor.io/start. And I'd always recommend people typing that in rather than going through a third-party link, just in case the link is incorrect. But it clearly says here, congratulations on getting your new Trezor. And it asks you to download the software, which is called Trezor Suite, using the link here, which says download for desktop. That's what we'll need to do in a minute. Before we do that, I just want to jump onto the part of the website which is called coins at the top. And this is the area of the website where you can check whether Trezor supports the cryptocurrency that you have or that you're looking to purchase in the future. You can either click on the box here, which says search supported coins and tokens, and type in the cryptocurrency that you have or you're going to get to see if it's supported. Given there are so many that are supported by Trezor, I'd suggest that is a good option. You can also narrow down by the Trezor model. So again, you can see the newest Trezor Safe 5, the Trezor Safe 3, and the older Trezor Model 1 and Trezor Model T there. But what you'll see here at the top is you'll have the most common cryptocurrencies listed. So Bitcoin, BTC, ETH, USDT, BNB, etc. And you'll see which Trezor models it supports, with all of them supporting these big ones pretty much. It will tell you what you can do on it. And the part that's interesting is where it says wallet app on the right-hand side. So what you're looking for here is whether the cryptocurrency is supported with the Trezor Suite software. If it just says third-party wallet, what that means is you're going to need to connect your Trezor to a third-party wallet in order to manage that cryptocurrency. So I just wanted to show you this part of the website, just because it's a good one to check if you're thinking about getting a Trezor, or even if you've got one, you're looking to get a new cryptocurrency. But let's go back to the start. So trezor.io/start. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download for desktop. You'll likely be using a Mac or Windows to do this, and you simply download the relevant Trezor Suite software. Okay, and when you go through the process of downloading the Trezor Suite software, this is what you'll end up with when you open it up. And it will clearly ask you to connect and unlock your Trezor. So you're now ready to plug in your Trezor Safe 5 into your computer to connect to the Trezor Suite software. So let's do this using the Trezor Safe 5 that we looked at a bit earlier. Okay, so we've plugged it in and it's clearly detected it already. It says you've connected a Trezor Safe 5. You have to go through a process of setting up your Trezor. So let's have a look at that now. Obviously, it's asking you some security questions that we've already gone through in terms of who you bought it from, the hologram, the packaging, etc. was all untampered. But we can go to set up my Trezor. And just remember, you will need a pen and paper here because it will be giving you your seed phrase that you need to write down. Please remember never to save any kind of seed phrase digitally, so not on a phone, nothing that can be connected to the internet. So you click set up my Trezor. You will need to install the latest firmware onto the Trezor device directly. This doesn't take too long, but I'll skip to the end just to save you a bit of time in this video. Okay, and you can see the green tick here. So you can see that the firmware was successfully installed. It then restarts your Trezor. It then validates the firmware that is there. And then you've said completed. So it's all set up. And what you can see on your Trezor is it's now starting to show some life. And then we go through another section where it's going to check your device. Again, you can read this when you do this yourself, but we'll just click start here. And what it'll ask you to do is essentially confirm on your Trezor. Remember, it's a touch screen, the Safe 5, and make sure that your device is real and that it is secure. So on the device, it says, allow connected computer to confirm your Trezor Safe 5 is genuine. Swipe up and then tap to confirm. So I've confirmed that the device and the computer is genuine and I'm trying to do it. And there you go. Your Trezor Safe 5 is ready to go. Continue. I'm going to skip this tutorial, which you can look at in your own time if you need to, but we're going to skip that for the purpose of this video. Then we have the section where if you have a wallet already, a Trezor wallet, you can recover that wallet using your seed phrases, or you can create a new wallet. If this is the first time, obviously, that you've got a Trezor wallet, you're going to create a wallet. There are different backup types with a Trezor, which again, I'm not going to go into here, but you've got your Shamir. We're just going to go to default for the purpose of this video. And again, it's asking you to confirm on your Trezor. So you have to confirm Trezor's terms and conditions. And this time you have to hold the button to confirm. And what you get is you get the haptic feedback through the device. So you know what you're doing has been confirmed, and it's showing you that you're doing something with your Trezor. On the Trezor, it says wallet created, swipe up. So we've created a wallet, but we need to back up that wallet. You can skip the backup, or you can continue to back up. When you continue to back up, if you are used to Trezor Suite, I'd suggest you just skip this part of the video because you'll be very used to this. But essentially what you have to do is you need to confirm these 3 boxes here that you can read in terms of your seed phrase and storing it, etc. So what will happen now is the Trezor on the Trezor screen will give you 20 words. You'll need to write these down, and then it will test that you've got these correct. And that's how you can restore your crypto wallet using your Trezor. So those words, those 20 words, are your access to your funds. So it's very, very important. Okay, so once you've successfully backed up your wallet and you've written all down your seed phrases and everything's been verified, you have the option to set a PIN. I'm going to skip this for now, but this is a way when you log into your Trezor, you would need to enter that PIN to access Trezor Suite and therefore access your funds. In the next section, it will give you the option to choose the specific cryptocurrencies that you want already preloaded on your Trezor Suite. So for example, if you already had Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, just choosing 3 complete random here, I'm not even looking at them particularly, then you could choose those already at this stage. You can do that later, so it's not really an option. The rest of it's quite advanced, so we're just going to click complete setup. You can change the name of it at this stage. So you could say, if you don't want it Trezor Safe 5, we could call it Coin Knowledge, for example. You then need to confirm your device name change on your Trezor, of course, for security reasons. And then you can click Access Suite. It gives you the option here to enable a view only, so you can check your balances after you've disconnected your Trezor. I'm going to skip that because I don't want it to show that afterwards. And then this is what Trezor Suite looks like. So we have our Trezor connected, our Trezor Safe 5 connected to Trezor Suite. You'll notice I skipped the backup for the purpose of this video. That wouldn't be there if you had your backup connected. So you can see on the left, you can see you have a Bitcoin section, an Ethereum section, and a Solana section, because they're the 3 that I chose a bit earlier. I'm not going to go through all of the functions of Trezor Suite or the settings on this video, but I will show you the basics of how would you add crypto to your Trezor, and then how would you send it. So let's say you had Bitcoin and you wanted to add some Bitcoin onto your Trezor Safe 5. You would go to your Trezor Suite and you would want to receive Bitcoin. So you'd go to your Bitcoin account on the left that you can see, Bitcoin number 1, and you'll see there's a button at the top here that says receive, which is green. There's also one further down, which says receive BTC. Click on either of those. And what it will do is it will give you a partial Bitcoin address, a BC1Q address. And to see the full address, you simply click show full address. And what you'll need to do again, as you see at the top, just in a small box there, is confirm on your Trezor. So what you need to do here is confirm that the address that you can see on the screen matches the one that is showing on your screen on your Trezor. Please do check that carefully. And again, you swipe up and you tap to confirm on your Trezor that it's the same. You'll then see it's confirmed. You can then copy the address. You also have a QR code here on the left. And that is how you would receive BTC or any cryptocurrency that's supported into Trezor Suite and therefore into your Trezor. If you wanted to send, let's say in this case, BTC out of your Trezor and send it to somebody or somewhere else, then rather than click receive, you click send. And again, you would simply put the address that you're sending your BTC to, you'd put the amount. You can change currency in the settings, by the way, so it doesn't need to be USD. It can be any currency that you have. And then you set your fee in terms of how much and how quick, etc. that you'd like to do. So that shows you the setup of the Trezor Safe 5 and Trezor Suite and what it looks like. And hopefully that's helped. I've not gone into too much detail here just for the purpose of this video, but I would like to point out that it is important that you protect your seed phrases properly and you ensure your crypto security is set up to the best it possibly can be. Because just remember, the seed phrases that you have, they are the access to your funds. And if anybody has those or they get damaged or destroyed, then you could very well lose access to your crypto, which would be a disaster. But that ends this video looking at the new Trezor Safe 5. And as always, I'd love to know what you think in the comments below about it. If you are interested in getting your own one, or even the slightly cheaper Trezor Safe 3, then please find the link in the description of this video. that will take you to Trezor's official website. And I would really appreciate it, as it does support the channel a bit to enable me to continue producing videos for you. Also, if you're interested in more of a tailored approach to your crypto education, and you think you'd benefit from having someone look over your shoulder and guide you on your journey, I do offer one-to-one coaching to those who have the desire and the means to educate themselves further. And there are links in the description of the video where you can message me and book in a free video call to see if we'd be a good fit. You can also sign up for a free account with Coinly using the link in the description to this video, which is one of the best automated crypto tax platforms out there. If you're looking for more specific crypto tax advice based on your personal circumstances, I've partnered with a leading crypto tax company in Myna, and I'll leave a link to contact them directly in the description to this video. And if you found this content interesting, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it really does help. And have a great day.